Well, hello everybody, and welcome back again to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. I'm out here in the garden house, the Garden of Eden, because it's windy as heck. It's been 28 miles per hour all day. Just crazy. You know, yesterday was as calm as could be, nice and warm, and now it's cold. So the wind's coming out of the south. That must mean that there's a storm to the north of us, because normally low pressure blows towards high pressure. I mean, high pressure blows towards low pressure. So the low pressure storm must be north here of us, and the winds are coming from the south, getting sucked towards it. And that'll change once the storm arrives. Then the winds switch and go the other way. Anyway, enough of the weather report. We're out here in the garden, and I did a few things out here today. One thing I did was I repotted that avocado tree, and I repotted that peach tree because they were getting root bound in those little pots. Now the avocado tree I'm a little worried about. I did give it some vitamin B and some fertilizer because the roots had grown right down through the bottom of my yellow bucket, through the grow basket that I had in there with the weed block cloth in it, went right through the weed block cloth and down into the underground gutter waterer that originally that's what that whole bed was about. It had underground automatic watering. But what happened was there was a problem with something got into the system and blocked the float valve from shutting off, so the float valve couldn't get all the way up to shut off, and I think a root had wrapped around it or something like that, and it drained my whole 275 gallon tote overnight, and there was nobody here to see it. So automatic watering was off the list for me, and I went to manual watering. And I don't mind coming out here because you know, being in the garden and being around the stuff that you're growing, it's kind of peaceful. It gives you a good feeling. So anyway, with that being said, I want to update you on what's going on with the Phoney Saga. Yeah. So last night I tossed and turned and rumbled and grumbled, and I was just not a happy camper. And it was hard to sleep. I kept waking up, and my gut was just churning over it all. I couldn't eat supper last night because of it. And I just got a couple of saltine crackers in me so that my stomach would settle. But terrible night. So I got up this morning and I said, you know what? I am not going to drive 51 miles, because I did check my odometer. It's 51 miles round trip from here to that Verizon store and back. So I said, the hell with that. I already did that once out of my irregular. Hey, you guys, knock it off. You know what, Cinnamon? I'm going to call you the B word. You guys knock it off. You play until it gets too hard, and then you start getting into real fights. Knock it off. You heard me, Wolfie. Knock it off. So anyway, as I was saying, I thought to myself, I am not going to waste all that gas driving out there again with this new phone that they sent me that was supposed to come with a SIM card in it, all ready to just transfer my information from one to the other. And then, nope, it didn't. And it wouldn't activate, and I had to tech online right after I got it. And she said she couldn't activate it without deactivating my good phone, which I'm on right now. And I said, if you do that, then we can't talk to each other, and I can't tell you if it worked or not. And she said, that's right. So she says, you'll have to go to the store where they can do that, and they could be on a different line. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, thank you. Anyway, so that somebody could be on a different line while this whole thing was being done. So I said to myself, well, if that's my option, then just hang up. I'm not talking to you anymore. So I got really pissed. So the first thing I did this morning when I got up, poured myself a cup of coffee and sat down, and I emailed the vice president of Verizon. Okay. So I laid it all out in a 3-page letter of everything I've been going through and all of the added expenses of driving the extra 51 miles round trip, and they want me to do it again, which would be 102 miles, plus the 10 miles to go to my neighbors to pick up the phone late in the day when I should have been doing other things. It just wasn't right. So I laid it all out for them in a letter, and I guess it took her a little time to read it. It got to her probably around her lunchtime because she's on the East Coast. So she read it, and she called her assistant in and said, get this taken care of. So the assistant emailed me back with an 800 number I can call anytime and get her directly. And she said that she's going to handle this whole thing on the next business day. So that looks like it's not going to be tomorrow. It looks like it'll probably be Monday. And that's okay with me because my plan renews tomorrow. So if I do have to get on Wi-Fi for any reason, my Wi-Fi will be renewed. So when I'm done with this person online, I'm going to say, okay, what are you going to do to compensate me for the loss of nearly $2,000 in revenue, gas, travel time, taking me away from other things? How am I going to get compensated for that? And see what they do for me. So I'll be bringing that up in a future video, and we'll see what happened there. I'm sure some of you will be interested, right? Leave me a comment in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. Now, let me explain something to some of you newcomers that are out there. I'm not here in my first rodeo when it comes to electronics. I am pretty savvy in electronics. I have done my work over the years. I've built computers from scratch. I've repaired computers. I actually had a computer repair service as part of my business. I would take care of other people's computers for them, and I've had people come to me with their cell phone problems, and I fixed them for them. So I'm pretty savvy when it comes to this stuff. So don't think that I'm just a dumb, stupid off-gridder redneck without a brain in my head. That's not true. I do know what I'm doing when all of this comes around. And I have switched many a phone over and changed and uploaded the different information from one phone to another with no problems in the past. So please don't try to tell me that the problem is me, myself, and not knowing what I'm doing. I do know what I'm doing. All right. So, I came around this way because while I was out here today, as I stumbled by here, get down here in place, and look, we got some sprouts coming up. Another one over here. And those are parsley. I don't have any sage, but I got rosemary and thyme. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. Oh, that cracks me up because there's one person I won't name that's a long-time follower of my channel who always says that she had, I forget if it was her brother or her son or somebody like that, thought it was Rosmarian, Rosemarian or something like that, Rosmarian time, Time, instead of Thyme. So we always laugh about that whenever I mention that song in my herbs garden. Look at this. Leaves popped out of it. And this one just broke the plastic. And this one's got a little nub sticking out right there, and some more leaves coming off the top of it. So this one's got leaves coming off the top of it. And this is all in like a day's time. This one's got big leaves off of it, and this one's got little leaves off of it. Everything's coming up roses, and I didn't even plant roses. Huh. All right, everybody. So I have to laugh a little bit here and there. Otherwise, I get down and out. And when I'm down and troubled, and I need a helping hand, and nothing is going right. Okay. So anyway, yeah, all the flowers here, they're starting to drop their petals. This is the quince tree. Those are the petals all over the ground down here. They smell really good, but it's starting to lose their petals, and we're going to have wind tonight, and we're going to have rain tomorrow and rain on Sunday. So we'll be covering that stuff as the time goes on. I'll see what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I may go, I don't know, they said it's as of tonight, the temperature's going to drop, and it's getting a little chilly out here now. It's going to get pretty chilly tonight, and with the rain tomorrow, the temperatures are only going to be half of what they have been. So we'll see what I can do. In the meantime, I want to thank you all for joining me. This is G Bear signing off.